Today we are hopping back into the BBR D-League. After picking up another win last week, your Herahorde Pokemon Club are sitting pretty towards the top of the standings and are still undefeated. For this week, we are taking on King Soza and his LA Infernapes. Before we get into it, if you do go on to enjoy the video, it'd be awesome if you could leave a like and subscribe. The support is greatly appreciated. Now, let's take a look at the matchup. My opponent has an incredibly bulky team with stuff like Skeledirge, Screamtail, Wochiam, just to name a few, but the biggest threat is by far his Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant is one of the best Pokemon in the format, and my opponent made it his Terra Captain, making it that much harder to switch into. Looking at the team that we are bringing, the first thing I did when building was I slapped Iron Bundle on the team straight away, as the combination of Hydro Pump plus Free Dry hits everything super hard. Choice Banded Azumarill can also spam its dual stabs and do a lot of damage to everything. Because we are playing such a bulky team, I wanted to bring T-Spikes, so I added Focus Sash, Gengar to get them up reliably. This will most likely be my lead. Rotom Heat and Tinglu make good pivots to the majority of the team, so I was content with leftovers on both of them. Last mon I put on the team was Dragonite. Now this is probably the worst matchup for standard Dragonance Terra Normal E-Speed Dragonite I have ever seen, so we are taking a different route. We are bringing Special Dragonite with Weakness Policy and Agility in order to catch my opponent off guard. With my multi-scale up, hopefully I can get the Weakness Policy to proc on something like the Screamtail or even the Iron Valiant. I am super excited for this game, so without any further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, let's do this. This is probably the least confident I've been this season going into a BBR battle, just because I think the matchup is a little bit tough, and just overall, I didn't do the best prepping, which is entirely on me, right? I definitely could have done better. This is a good lead up. This is a good lead matchup for us because there's no way they're going to want to stay in here, so I'm just going to get up a T-Spike, and we'll see what his initial response to this Haunter is going to be. Okay, so he is just going to decide to stay in. Okay, that's interesting. We get a T-Spike up, and he's just gonna go for Psychic Fangs. Okay, this is very interesting scenario. I was not expecting this at all. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and click Shadow Ball because he might go out into the Iron Treads. So we'll get a huge chunk off on this thing. Okay, this is pretty okay with me. This is pretty okay. Oh, so he goes for his own rocks. Okay, interesting. I can just go for another Shadow Ball then, and I'll be able to kill this thing. He has leftovers. Okay. But another Shadow Ball should 100% kill this thing, right? Yeah, another Shadow Ball should kill this thing. Unless it's some sort of a roll, which if it is a roll, that would be very unfortunate. Him getting up rocks is definitely sad for me too, because I don't have any spin and my Dragonite isn't boots this week. It's actually Weakness Policy, so it's going to be probably a little bit more difficult. But if I can get the Screamtail out of the way like early, I will be very happy with that. So he's just going to stay in, take this Shadow Ball. Are we able to pick up the KO here? We are. Okay, that's perfect. Screamtail is gone. Bro, I was so scared of Screamtail when building. I was just like hyper focusing on that thing because I just didn't see a good way for me to kill it, reliably and consistently kill it. But getting rid of it turn one, that's actually best case scenario. I assume we're going to see an Iron Treads coming in here, potentially an Iron Valiant if he wants to set up. Yeah, he goes out into the Iron Valiant. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to click Destiny Bond. We get this thing poisoned, which is good. I suspect it will be Terra Steel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click Destiny Bond here, and we'll see what he decides to do. He might just Terrastallize straight away into a Steel type. Yeah, so he just goes for the Moonblast and he picks up the KO here. Okay, that's fine. I got a T-Spike with Haunter, and we killed the he's Life Orbed too. Okay, he's Life Orbed. Okay, we got to keep that in mind. But we killed the Screamtail turn one, and we got a T-Spike up, so I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, right now I feel comfortable going out into my Delibot, into my Iron Bundle, because we've seen that this thing is Life Orb, so Scarf is not an option here. And realistically, looking at his team, he doesn't have a good Hydro Pump switch in, so I'm just going to go ahead and stay in and Hydro Pump. If he wants to sneak me, he sneaks me. But if I hit this Hydro Pump, it's going to be very good. So he is going to switch out. We'll probably see the Wochian if I had to guess, or maybe the Morgrem actually. Yeah, Morgrem is what's going to come in here. Hopefully we can hit this Hydro Pump and we can sort of like see what type of damage we're doing. Getting T-Spikes up is very clutch though. Very clutch. We do hit the Hydro Pump. Okay, perfect. We do what? Oh my god, that did a lot. That did a lot. I don't think that's Eviolite, bro. I do not think that's Eviolite at all. Yeah, I think this is just light clay with screens. I'm gonna go out into my Rotom. And because I don't want to be hit with the T-Wave. If he gets screens up, that's definitely a little bit annoying. But if he decides to go for T-Wave, yeah, he goes for the T-Wave. So that's actually pretty good for me. We will probably see like a light screen come off here if I had to guess. Light screen, maybe a reflect, potentially. This thing should be in range of Hex anyway, so I'm just gonna go for a Hex. Yeah, so we'll see the light screen. Definitely a little bit scary if he has any sort of setup potential, which looking at his team, I'm not exactly sure what that would be, but I think we're in a pretty decent spot for now, just because Banded, Azu, and Iron Bundle look very, very strong into his team, so I think we're in a pretty good spot here. All right, out comes the Skeledirge. I'm actually not too sure what I'm going to do about this thing. I am kind of just feel like going out into Dragonite because this thing isn't boots either, so that's pretty good to know. I am just gonna go ahead and click Volt Switch, and I think we're gonna get out of here. I could go for Hex, but realistically, this thing can just Torch Song, and I'm not quite ready to let Rotom go down quite yet. So I think we're just gonna Volt Switch. We're gonna scout out a little bit of this thing's EV spread, and we'll decide what we want to do. Okay, that did about like 10%-ish. Okay, so he could potentially be like full Spadef. I'm kind of thinking, do I want to just go out into Dragonite? Would I rather just go out into Azu and click a banded like liquidation? That could be quite good as well. I could go out into Tinglu actually and set up a spike. So I think I'm actually going to do that. I think I'm actually going to go out into Tinglu, set up a spike. It's more of like a middle ground because I don't want to go into Azu on a Will-O-Wisp. So I think this is like a good middle ground. If he goes for Torch Song, it probably won't do all that much damage. So yeah, he does go for the Will-O-Wisp. He ends up missing, which is definitely unfortunate for him. But that's exactly why I didn't want to go out into Azu, because I was not in the mood to have my Azu burned. Right, so at this point we have a decision if we either want to EQ. Let me look at his team. He doesn't have a good EQ. He doesn't have a good EQ switch in outside of the Wo-Chan, which is probably what we're going to see. With that being said, I think I'm just going to set up a spike. I think a spike here is a pretty good play. He is most likely going to go out into his Wo-Chan. I don't really see a reason for him not to do it. And if we manage to get off a Ruination on it, it would be pretty cool. But I think a spike is also super valuable here. So he's just going to decide to stay in Willow. Okay, so this thing is actually fast because I have a decent chunk of speed investment in my Tinglu to be able to outspeed this thing. So the fact that he decided to stay in essentially means that he has a pretty decent speed investment in this thing. When I say pretty decent, I mean like any, because I sped crept like a no speed Skeledirge. So if he has like 12, then he outspeeds me. But you know what I mean. Do I want to just go for a Ruination here? The thing is, I have Body Press, right? And Body Press does not go off of attack. It goes off of defense. So I can still do a decent chunk to like Wo-Chien and stuff. So right now I'm just going to Ruination though, because I do suspect that we will see a switch. I don't really see a world where he decides to stay in here, because I'm not sure what this interaction sort of gets him. I'm not sure where it gets him to. And right now we're just burning turns of Light Screen. So I am okay with, if he does want to stay in, yeah, he just goes for Torch Song. That's fine. We go for a Ruination. That doesn't do all that much damage. He does get a special attack boost, which is a little bit unfortunate, a little bit scary. But we get a Ruination. Yeah, and we could potentially see a Slack Off come off here as well. So what I think is I'm going to actually take this opportunity to go hard out into Azu and scare this thing out. Because he should definitely Slack Off here, right? If he's running Willow, he's running Torch Song, he's running Slack Off, potentially Hex as well. So I think this is a good turn to go out into our Azu. And Azu has a little bit more speed investment than my Tinglu does, so I think we should be able to outspeed this. Unless it's like super fast, I think our Azu should be able to outspeed it. So we're gonna go out into Azu. I would be shocked if we don't see a Slack Off here, though. Would be absolutely shocked. He goes for another Torch Song, actually. Okay. We take that, like, relatively okay, but not super okay. Really surprised he didn't go for a Slack Off. Maybe he doesn't have it. Maybe this is more like a sweeping type of Skeledirge, but I don't know. He looked pretty Spadef to me. Looked pretty damn Spadef to me. This thing looks to be in range of Play Rough, so I think I'm actually just going to click Play Rough. I could click Aqua Jet. That allows in the Wo Chien. But even if Wo Chien comes in, like, Wo Chien is honestly, like, the least of my concern. So I'm just going to go ahead and Aqua Jet. I would like to keep a little bit more health on Azu. I would like to keep Azu a little bit more healthy for the Iron Valiant. But I don't think at this point it's going to matter because it's fucking Life Orbed. So something's definitely dying to that. And he doesn't know if I'm banded or not. So he sort of has to be careful when going out into the Wo Chien. Because if I'm not banded, then I can just smack that thing really hard with the Play Rough. All right, so we are going to see the Wo Chien come out, actually. Okay, that's fair. This thing's poisoned, which is nice. We probably see a knockoff come off here. Maybe a knockoff, maybe a knockoff, maybe a Leech Seed, potentially. I could see coming off as well. I think I'm okay with going out into my Dragonite because again, Dragonite isn't really the most valuable thing here. Is Light Screen still up? I think Light Screen is still up. I don't think it's been 8 turns, so Hurricane is going to do significantly less. But Special Dragonite might catch him off guard, and he might go for like a Foul Play or something like that. And we might actually be able to do a decent chunk of damage with like Hurricane. Okay, so we're gonna switch. We'll see what Soza decides to click here. Definitely unfortunate that we are not Boots though, but you can't be Weakness Policy and Boots, so it is what it is. Yeah, we'll see a Foul Play. Okay, this shouldn't do... That did way more than I wanted it to, because I have, like, I'm negative attack nature, I'm minus attack everything, so I really wasn't expecting this to do that much. I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and click Roost. Because Foul Play should do like 40-ish%. It did a lot because obviously the... oh, he goes for Leech Seed, actually. Okay, that's a little bit annoying because that means I'll never be able to get my... that means I'll never be able to get my... multi-scale up again, but it might be fine. Like, we're slowly wearing him down with T-Spikes as well. Not with the Leech Seed now, obviously he's going to take it, but I need to check if screens are still up as well. I need to check if screens are still up. Okay, Light Screen literally wore off right now, so we're just gonna go ahead and fire off a Hurricane, and hopefully we can hit, and hopefully we can do a decent amount of damage to this thing, and we miss. Okay, that's unfortunate. I mean, fair. We haven't missed a Focus Blast or Hydro Pump this season yet, so it's kind of fair, you know. Dragonite is not... He's not used to being a special boy. He's used to being like a physical, strong, bulky man, so we'll give him a discount here. Still gonna click Hurricane again, though, because... I want to see how much damage it does, bruh. I just want to see the damage. Show me the damage. Go for it again. Dragonite, you gotta hit this thing. You absolutely have to hit this Hurricane. I don't want to go for fucking Roost again, because I don't have patience for that. Okay, Hurricane does come off. How much does that do? Okay, that does about 50%. So this thing looks to be more Spadef than Fizdef. But this is all the damage that I needed on it, honestly, because now I can go out into Bundle and click Ice Beam. Now I go Bundle, click Ice Beam, and he has a pretty difficult decision to make again because he doesn't particularly have anything on his team that wants to switch into an Ice Beam. Iron Treads doesn't want to switch into it. Iron Valiant doesn't want to switch into it. So the way he's playing his Iron Treads, I'm kind of thinking that thing is Scarfed. So keeping Rotom alive and healthy is definitely a good idea. But yeah, I think we can just click Ice Beam here. From like 25%, there's no way this thing doesn't die here. We'll click Ice Beam. Yeah, we'll take that thing out. That's perfect. And we might see the Iron Treads here. I assume we see the Iron Treads here because he cannot go out into Iron Valiant. Otherwise, that thing will die. We'll luck out. Oh, he does go into Valiant. Huh, interesting. Okay, he'll take a Spike. He's at about, I'd say, 70%. We've already confirmed that this thing is Life Orb, so we are not going to get surprised by a like a Scarf set or anything. If Light Screen is gone, Ice Beam does 82 min because I am modest, so I'm just gonna... Oh, what if he steals? What if he tears into a Steel type? Oh, that was a throw on my part. I just threw, didn't I? I should have 100% clicked Hydro Pump. I realized a second too late. This thing might be fucking might be a fucking Steel type. That's not good. Yeah, he goes into a steel type. Okay, that's fair. I definitely rushed that decision a little bit too much. I 100% should have hydro pumped, but then if he didn't, and then yeah, it could have been bad. It could have been pretty bad. Oh, we'll see a CC. Yeah, and that definitely kills. Okay. I think Azu might be able to just come in here and click Aqua Jet a couple of times and be fine, I think. Is this thing gonna die to Aqua Jet? No. Okay, it doesn't. Not Aqua Jet, I meant the poison. So we'll go Azu now. And I think if we click Aqua Jet, I think we'll be fine, right? Because Iron Treads is gonna take like 70%. And if he's offensive, he probably can kill me. But I don't think he can lock himself into any one move. Sneak doesn't kill me. Yeah, Sneak won't kill me. I don't think he can lock himself into any one move if he is Scarfed, which him leaving it in the back makes me think it is. It is a Choice Scarf set. Him leaving it in the back like that. So I don't think he can like lock himself into any one move that will be able to clean up the rest of the game. Maybe Ice Spinner actually, but does Ice Spinner even kill me from the range I am at? I don't know if Ice Spinner kills me from the range I'm at. Ice Spinner does... No, he's Booster Energy. Right? Yeah, Booster Energy. Which is attack. Oh, okay, that could be scary actually. Yeah, but Ice Spinner doesn't kill me from here. Well, he's not locked into any specific move, so it doesn't really matter. So we're just gonna go for a banded Aqua Jet. Should do about 70-ish%. This thing could actually just win the game from here because I don't know if Ting Lu lives a +1 Ice Spinner. It should. I think it should. Iron Head comes off. Okay, let me look at how much HP my Ting Lu is. Yeah, I think my Ting Lu is a little bit too healthy for him to be able to kill me from this. So I'm at 190 after rocks. I'm at 190, 178. So I don't think this is able to OHKO me in one hit. Ice Spinner should do a maximum of 134. Yeah, okay, it doesn't kill me. So we'll be able to body press and we'll be able to pick up the kill and we'll be able to pick up another W in the BBR D-League. It's a pretty good start for him. It's 4-0. I think it's the first time in a very long time that I've gone 4-0. So a pretty good start to the season. GG to my man Souza. I wasn't really familiar with him before the BBR, but he makes really interesting content. He just seems like a chill dude all around. So I'll leave his link down in the description for you guys to check it out. If you enjoyed the video, obviously leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for checking out the video, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.